What's going on, everyone? So it is looking more and more likely that Jonas Valanciunas will be the center that the Lakers acquire. Now, it is very possible that they go another direction. They're still monitoring the Nets and various other teams for a potential center, but Valanciunas appears to be the guy that is most likely. Now, I know there seems to be mixed feelings and emotions on Valanciunas. The Lakers are supposedly looking to kind of ramp up conversations for Valanciunas once we get to the 15th. We are still 3 days away from that. That doesn't mean that he'll be traded on the 15th. It's just that's when he first becomes available. It makes the most sense to start hashing out, working out, like what is it going to take? What is it going to cost? How are you going to get to a Valanciunas trade? I could see this kind of being the first move. I hope it's not the only move, but I could see this kind of being like, a couple seasons ago when we got Rui Hachimura, right? We got Rui, a month and a half out from the trade deadline, and then, kind of see how that works, see what else you need, work on other just moves and deals, and then ultimately, make that big swing trade. I could see kind of something similar. Hey, we need a center, Valanciunas, $10 million, Gabe Vincent in a second, or whatever they work out 2 seconds, whatever. Now you got Valanciunas. He's a guy that can come in, play a particular role. Now, I want to kind of go over like my thoughts and where I think he can really benefit the Lakers. Obviously, the struggles and concerns. Hopefully, kind of give you better perspective on Valanciunas as far as like the stats go. Again, he's not like my favorite option. There are other options that I would prefer, right? Like, I would love to see the Lakers go get a Walker Kessler. That's my favorite option. Nick Richards would be great. Even like a Day'Ron Sharpe. Kind of give you that athletic, big, floor running big, defensive shot blocking big. Something that the Lakers really need. Valanciunas, kind of going with one of the flaws here, is his lack of shot blocking ability, right? When he's on an island, you're in trouble, right? But if you can kind of funnel the guy to him, he can actually hold his own a little bit as like, the help defender and stuff. I mean, you'd be looking like, look, Valanciunas as a backup center is fine. As your starting center, you're probably in trouble, right? He's going to get played off the court, going to be an issue. Him in a backup role where you're looking for him to play 20 minutes a game, it's perfect, right? He's playing 20.3 minutes a game right now for the Wizards. That's literally all you need him to play, right? Play, 15 minutes or whatever, backing up Anthony Davis, or 13 minutes backing up Anthony Davis, and then playing another 7 to 10 alongside AD. AD gets to slide over, play the 4. Anthony Davis in that help defender role. You're going to be able to mask and make up for a lot of just Valanciunas' inabilities. But if I'm being honest, I would love to see a Walker Kessler, a Nick Richards, even like a Day'Ron Sharpe. I know he's listed at 6'9", but like coming into the league and in college, he was listed at 6'11". So I don't know if he lost 2 inches or what. But he's a guy that can block shots, that can rebound, do those things. Same thing with Kessler, same thing with Nick Richards. Problem is again, it's about cost. It's about what's actually available. Like Nick Richards, for example. We've talked about Nick Richards. I've mentioned how I want Nick Richards. Many of you have mentioned how you want Nick Richards. We don't even know if he's actually available. Charlotte has never officially made him available. Teams have just inquired about him, and Charlotte has listened, right? But listening and actually be willing to trade him are two different things. I mean, every team listens to pretty much any type of proposal because you never know, right? Team comes in and is like, we'll give you 2 firsts for Nick Richards. They're probably taking that, right? But, it's not worth that, right? Walker Kessler supposedly isn't on the market anymore. If that's true, well, then there's another. So it's like Day'Ron Sharpe or you go get a Valanciunas, right? Yeah, you could get a Nikola Vucevic, something like that. But the Lakers, they're not looking for a starting center. LeBron James has to play the 4 this stage of his career. It's why he keeps playing the 4, even with the new coach and everything. He gets to be on the weak side of the action. He gets to take plays off. He gets to take possessions off. Where if he's the small forward, he has to account for so much more. He's in just such a tougher position, and just you don't want to wear him down, right? Anthony Davis, he doesn't mind playing the 5. It's not his preferred spot, but he doesn't mind playing it. He just doesn't want to play it full time, right? Getting a guy in a Valanciunas gives you that ability to now slide AD to the 4 more frequently, right? Gives you a guy that can help with the rebounding, help take some of the pressure off. But one of the pros that I really like about Valanciunas is, yes, he doesn't give you the floor running. He's not this like super athlete at the center position. He has his flaws, particularly on the defensive side. However, on the offensive side of things, I just think it opens up so much more for the Lakers, particularly two main reasons. One, his playmaking ability, right? He's a guy that can make plays out of the post, right? Especially slotted alongside Anthony Davis. He has a really good post game. Shooting the three ball, he is a guy that can stretch the floor. He's not like super elite. He's a career 35% three-point shooter on essentially one attempt per game. He's not a guy that takes a ton of threes. Never has been. I mean, the most threes he's ever taken in a season were 2.1, which he did shoot 36%. So if you could get something like that where, he's taking 2 attempts a game and shooting 36%, that would be great. But he's a guy that's more of a back to the basket, low post threat, dumping the ball down to and letting him go to work, right? Which is fine. You need that, right? And I like that he has the ability, like I mentioned, to make plays. He can pass out of the double team. He can kick it to open shooters. He can even throw it up and lob it to Anthony Davis, right? You got some unique plays that you can make with him that you currently just don't have when Anthony Davis gets off the court. The other thing that he provides is kind of give you that settlement on the offensive side, right? And kind of that bailout. So what I mean by that is, like, you see so many times Lakers offense is cooking, guys just can't hit shots. You're having your struggles, right? And it's like, okay, it'd be nice to kind of have a guy in Valanciunas who can kind of settle in. You can dump the ball down to and just let him go to work. And if they do trap and they do double team, right? Well, then again, he can kick it out to the open shooter, just get you a better quality look, right? And if they don't come and send the help, well, then him one-on-one on an island, he can score with the best of them, right? So you can dump it down to him and just tell him, hey, big fella, just go to work, right? Go get us a bucket, make it happen. And he is great at that, right? I mean, even this season, like I said, 22 games played, or 22 minutes, 22 games played, 20 minutes per game. He's averaging 8.9 attempts per game. He is shooting 56.6% total from the field. That's because his three-point percentage is only 20%, but he's only taking half an attempt a game, so he's not even taking a full attempt a game. He is shooting from two-point range 59%, right, on 8.5 attempts. So basically all of his attempts are essentially coming from two-point range, right? And he's shooting 60%. Or 59%, if you want to be exact. He has an EFG of 57.1%. He is shooting 91.5% from the foul line. He's a career 80% free throw shooter. So he's a guy that when he gets to the foul line, you can count on him to knock it down, which is huge, right? On 2.7 attempts per game. He is averaging rebound-wise 8 rebounds per game, 5.5 rebounds, 2.5 offensive. You got to keep in mind, this is in 20 minutes per game. Right, so he's basically averaging, half a rebound or a rebound every 2 minutes. Right, 2.2 assists, half a steal, and a block, 0.9 if you want to be exact. And he's giving you 12.6 points. So he's basically a 13-8 guy in 20 minutes. We don't have, outside of D'Angelo Russell, anybody that can give you that on a nightly basis. Jackson Hayes isn't giving you that on a nightly basis. Christian Wood could probably give you that if he was healthy, but we haven't seen him healthy, right? Valanciunas, I do think, can help in a lot of ways. I like the idea of Valanciunas on this team. I think he gives you different looks. Again, it's not my favorite option. I don't think it's the greatest. I don't think, Valanciunas makes the Lakers. Now the Lakers are the best team in the league. Now the Lakers are a contender. Watch out. Everyone make way for the Los Angeles. I don't think it's anything like that. I'll be excited. We'll hype it up. We'll talk about it. But he's a guy that I do think has his pros, he has his cons, right? And if you have a guy that you can, again, be consistent and rely on a nightly basis, I think is huge, right? I think that's something that the Lakers could use. Just another guy to take pressure off. Again, if he's giving you, 15 and 10, because, he's doing the 13 and 8, off the bench for the Washington Wizards, right? Big difference when you're playing alongside, LeBron James, Anthony Davis, stuff like that, right? So Can he just get better looks? Even if he's giving you the 8 rebounds, right? Let's say if he could do that, but give you, say 15 points, right? That would be huge, right? If he could be a 15 and 8 guy off the bench, that would be massive on like a regular nightly basis. He's a guy that on any random night can go give you 20, right? On any random night, go give you, he's even had games where he's giving you a 30 piece. Here's his last 5 games. On 12/8/2024, right? He put up 20 points, had 1 block, 2 assists, 14 rebounds. 20 and 14. He was 4-4 from the foul line, 0-1 from 3, 8-17 from the floor total against Memphis. Next game, against Washington, right? Against Denver. He's on Washington. Against Denver, right? 32 minutes of action. Oh, and that game against Memphis, he did that in 23 minutes of action. So in 23 minutes, he put up 20 points and grabbed 14 boards. He basically gave you a point a minute and a rebound every 2, right? But back to the Denver game. 32 minutes, 8-15 from the floor, 4-4 from the foul line again, 12 rebounds, 5 assists, 5 blocks, and 20 points. This was against Denver and Nikola Jokic, right? I think that was the game where he also gave up 60 piece, but you got to keep in mind, it wasn't all him, right? He wasn't the primary defender the entirety of the game, just most of it. So he did definitely give up quite a bit. But then you look at Dallas, right? 13 minutes of action, 4-7 from the floor. He was 50% from the foul line, 1 of 2, 5 rebounds, 1 assist, and 9 points. So in 13 minutes, he gave you 9 and 5. Cleveland game, 19 minutes, 5 and 9 from the floor, 3 of 4 from the foul line, 11 rebounds, 13 points. Again, in 19 minutes. 13 points, 11 rebounds. He gave you a double-double. And then finally, in the Milwaukee game, 31 minutes, 6 and 9 from the floor, 4 of 4 from the foul line, 7 rebounds, 5 assists, 1 steal, and 16 points. So 16, 7, and 5 in that time. Tell me you don't want that on the Lakers. Tell me you don't want that kind of production on the Lakers. I do. I think Valanciunas would be fine. Again, not the greatest option, but not a bad option at all. Anyway, as always, this is a discussion. Pass a question on you. Let me know your thoughts and opinions down in the comments below. What do you think? Hey, Phil, what are your thoughts? Do you agree? Do you disagree? Kind of mixed in the middle? Do you like Val? Do you not? However you feel, whatever your thoughts are, I'd love to hear it either way. Let me know down in the comments below. That being said, if you haven't liked this video, hit that like button. Helps me a lot. It's me enjoy these types of videos, and I truly appreciate it. Not subscribe to the channel, hit that subscribe button. Turn on the bell notifications. Appreciate y'all. See you in the next one.